Robert. How you doing? Anyway, I just found that book, Art Blakely's, Jim Blakely rather, Barkley, I'm sorry, Syncopated Rolls. It's the same thing I teach. It's from the Stick Control book. I keep saying to everybody, everything that you learn, 95% of the things that you have in the methodology books are from the Stick Control book. Who's this? How you doing, Randy? Pierre, are you coming here to complain or learn? Pierre? What I'm going to have Alfred send you the Jeffrey Johnson's level system. I ran out of them. Everybody wanted them, so I sent them all out. You will get it directly from Alfred Music, okay? Randy, I mailed out your book. Robert, I mailed out whatever it was that you want and then some, okay? All right. Now, basically, what you saw Sunday from Jeff and from Steve and the discussion with Alan was exactly what Joe would teach us with hand technique. You know, we just had a little misinterpretation about the downstroke, the upstroke, the full stroke, okay? And I want to clarify that. First off, it's a science. It's an art form. When you're playing, you're developing a sound. If I hit a drum from this point, I'm getting one sound. Now, I want to get an accent. Something has to happen with my right hand or my positioning. I have to come up to another height and come down back to this height. Now, since 4 o'clock this morning, believe it or not, I've been working on that new book, Syncopated Journey. What is that? Jay, okay, Jim. Yeah, we're early. We're all early. That's okay. It's not a problem. Hey, Jim, at the end of the lesson, send me your mailing address, okay? And your full name. All right, because Alfred's going to send you something, and I'm going to send you something as well. Okay? Randy, your package has been sent. Pierre, are you there? Pierre, are you going to become a member of the site? All right. Pierre, are you going to become a member of the site? I decided what I was going to do besides... I don't know if I'm going to cut down the lessons exactly. What I'm going to do is label the lessons. You know, certain lessons are going to be for beginners, another lesson is going to be for intermediate, and another lesson is going to be for advanced. Now, you can come to any lesson that you'd like. If you feel you're advanced, come to the advanced lesson. If you're intermediate or you're just beginning, come to that lesson. I just got done telling you, Pierre. Ay, agabunda. Why don't you go to my site and sign up on a monthly basis? Because I'm closing it up unless you're a member. Okay, and I'm also going to put a 6-month thing and a yearly thing besides a monthly thing. All right, we're talking about what Morello said. And it's not really what he said, it's what he knew and what it's a fact. The laws of physics. If I'm hitting here, I'm going to get a louder sound. If I'm hitting here, I'm going to get a lesser sounding, a light sound. So if I want this, the stick has to move in a different motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, now my left hand is still shut. I'm going to try it with the left. And this exercise I've gotten from Okay, I just got this. I'm going to try it. And this is the lesson I got from the stick control book. I'm taking the rights and making them an accent. So I'm interpreting this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's going on. So now I look at line 1, and the right is full on 1, 2, 3, 4. So my accent is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second one, the accent, the right shifts over to the ands. So I'm going to have 1 and 2 and 3. Now the movement has to change. I mean, if I'm here, the position has to change because I want to get a louder sound. It's going to come from here. Do we get that? Understand line 1 and line 2 is an exercise. Now we go to line number 3. There's 2 rights. So I'm doing this on the bottom. I'm doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I want to accent now 1 and 3 and. So now there's going to be a free stroke in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Same thing with the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got it, guys? I don't want to spend too much time on that. We've done that a couple weeks ago. But that's going to be in my beginner's lessons. Okay, now the syncopated rolls. You remember what he asked, I left the book over there. Jim Barclay's syncopated rolls. He has volume 1 and volume 2. All that is the stick control book, filling in with the triplets. Remember we did the triplet roll with line 1? We take all the rights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2, 1 and 2 and Number 3, 1, what is that? 1 and 2. And that would be 1 and 2 and 3. Do we remember that, guys? I have it written out, or you should. If you have the formula book, it's in there. Okay. Now, like I said, what would you like me to label this as? An intermediate lesson, a beginner's lesson, or an advanced lesson? I would like to have responses on this. Because I have a lot of input on this. How would you refer this as? A beginner? You got it. Yes. Would you say you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Put it next to your name. Intermediate, okay. How about you, Pierre? Randy? Jim? Pedro? Hello, Pedro. I didn't even see you there. Okay, Randy's advanced, Jimmy's intermediate. I'm a beginner. Okay, here's my take on this. You could be an intermediate player, or you could be an advanced player. When I say advanced, I mean you go out, you play, you could cut a big band chart, you try to sharpen your skills to become a better player, develop a better concept. However, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, if you're learning something for the first time, what would you consider yourself? I need an answer on that one. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, if you're learning something for the first time, what would you consider yourself at that point? I need some feedback in the chat here, guys. If you want to do an advanced lesson right now, I will. Okay. We will. We'll do an advanced lesson. How do you determine what's right for you? Before we go any further with the lesson, Hoist, I want you to email me your full name and your email. You're going to have Hudson Music send you something, okay? Now, yeah, shooting from there. What's shooting from there? All right, we'll do an advanced lesson. Okay. Syncopation book. Now, this is what I would consider an advanced lesson. Page 34. Syncopation. Chapter 2. This is the newest book. I believe it's on this book here. This is the cover on the syncopation book that I have here. That's the new one. I don't think they do this anymore. Okay? Including myself there, Jim. All right, 34, you have 3-measure increment. Now, this is what you call syncopated. The line, the notation is syncopated. By syncopation, I mean to change the feel. If I'm playing straight up and down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I'm playing syncopated or a jazz feel, swung, 1 and 2. Okay? Now, if I go to page 34, there's 3 measures, all played the same but written differently. Do we have that page, gentlemen? Let me get the other book. Maybe it's just, this book is all screwed up. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. By the way, Jim, congratulations on your photos that you sent me. I have the old book. I have it. I just went and get it to get it. You can get Bongo. Hold on. They changed everything. All commercialized bullshit. All right, I have the older one. Let me see what page that's on that I want to go to. It's actually the older book is page 33. Okay? Now, here's the book, Robert. How you doing, Ed? Here is the book. Yeah, that's the one. That's the old book. Anyway, here's the other book that the gentleman was talking about last night. Can you see that? That's Jim Blackey's Syncopated Rolls. It's a 2-volume. Now, this has been published in 1961. I mean, that's a long time ago, man. That was 40, 50, 60 years ago. I don't even know if this guy's still alive. But this stuff comes from the syncopation, the stick control book. We will do a lesson from this, and I'm going to show you how this is associated to the workbook. Speaking of the formulas, Ed, are you going to order the formulas? For those who don't have the formula book, let's get that going on, guys. All right, we're at page, in the older one, the blue cover. I lost the cover on this one. We're on page 33. It should say Syncopation, Set 1. Let me know when you have it, guys. There's 3 measures on the first line. Page 33, Hoist. You have 3 measures, all played the same, but written differently. How's that? All right, now, let me know when you guys get there. All right, you got it, Hoist? All right, good for you. I'm waiting on Ed, Jim, Robert, who else? Randy? Jim's got it, Hoist has got it. Syncopation book, page 33. All right, everybody has it? All right. Anyway, you're there. You see that the first line, there's 3 measures. All written differently, but played the same. How is that? Now we're going to start to talk about a little bit of phrasing. You have a long note. Remember what the long note was? The quarter note and the short note. The 8th note. Remember that? All right, now, this is pertaining to the syncopated rolls. You got it, okay? Now, I'm going to play the line down straight, up and down first. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bop, 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 bop. Now swung. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Ja, bop, boo, dop, bop, bop. Got it? Now, that's 12 lines. You should be able to blow that whole page down without a mistake against this. You're playing your right cymbal straight 4, the jazz pattern. You're playing the bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. You're feathering in, and you're playing the line down with your left hand. Got it, guys? Run through the whole page without a mistake, plain as swung. Now I took it at a slow tempo. 1. Hear that bass drum? 1, 2, it's feathered in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi-hat, heel, toe, ba-ba-doop, heel, toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ride cymbal. 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm gonna play the line. I'm gonna play the page. Ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba da. Ding chong, ding chong. So on and so forth. So now you're playing that down like that, from the beginning to the end. I stopped in the middle there. I got lost my place because I have the shadows of my cymbals. I tried to get this cymbal going. This one. Anyway, what you want to do next, let's play the line about right here. Play it down with bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're playing that with the snare. Now with the foot. Sorry, let me get back to that. And second line. Foot. So on and so forth. So I'm playing the line through the first time. Well, all right, I'd accept that answer there, Pierre. It's easy peasy. I don't know what that means, easy peasy. All right. Yeah, to understand how they fall mathematically is easy. But to apply it, we're now learning. I could ask you to play with your hi-hat. You can do that as another additional exercise. Play the first line with your snare drum. Play the second line with your bass drum. Not second line, the second measure. And the third measure, play with the left foot. Just another thing to do. It's insane. Now, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to take this same page and do the syncopated rolls, and we're going to talk about this Jim Barclay's syncopated roll. I got to find the volume 2, or volume 1 rather. All right, and see where he's gotten it from. He's another guy from the Samulano school. Do you guys remember who Samulano is? Hello? Pierre, you might want to get the stick control book formulas. Okay? We're going to be doing all the work from that and the workbook. And occasionally like I'm doing today, because we're scattered here. Some people have it, some people don't. And like I said, I will send some PDFs if necessary to compensate for some of the additional things on the lesson. But everybody should have that. They should have the workbook and the formulas. The stick control book, the syncopation book, the Joe Morello Master Studies Book 1, and Chafee's pattern series. And next week, without a doubt, I have to do this, all right, because these guys have been bothering me from Hudson Music. All right, Advanced Funk Studies. Do we know this here? Ever hear this book? This is going to be on my website for sale. You want to buy this on my website, That'll take you right to Hudson Music, and you pay for it there. I don't make anything on it, just making it easier for drummers. And Dave Stanik's book and Mike Clark's new book. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of his lessons or his approaches or one page, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to break it down. And I talked to Rick about that, and I asked him, I said, man, you know, it's all copywritten and everything. Would it be okay if I took, you know, a couple lines or pages and wrote them out for the guys? And he says, yeah, no problem. Well, this is his first book, and he has Advanced Funk Studies, the blue cover. That's book 2. And Mike Clark, and we're going to have the level system on my book page, and Steve Foster's book, and the workbook, and the formulas, and all that good stuff. Okay, guys. Now, is there any questions on what we did? Sam Ulano, all right, he died a couple years back. I think he was like 96 years old. And he had this certain, you know, he was a good instructor. I mean, he's a funny dude. He was short, fat little guy with a goatee. And, you know, if you meet him someplace at a drum clinic and he wasn't performing and you said hello to him, he was like an old lady. You couldn't get rid of him. He loved to talk about drums. And he knew a lot about drums. He was located in Manhattan. And he put out some really good students, or they went through his school. When I say school, I mean his kind of system, like the Adler system, the Ulano system, all that good shit. Anyway, you don't have any questions. How about you, Jim? Like I said, congratulations on your new job. Whether you got the job or not, we're going to hook up this month, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You tell me which one you want. And maybe we could take Ed down. Or Pierre. He's in Mass also. Randy lives too far. Robert lives in Wisconsin. Hoist lives overseas. Now, guys, don't forget to email me, please. If you want the books, you know, I have to send this info to Rob Wallace. And he will send you the code. You go on, whether it's going to be a book or a video, it's going to be digital. If it's a book, it's digital, you print it out. If it's a video, you can watch it, I guess, as many times as you want. I would recommend the books. Okay? All right, we're going to be back tonight, 7 p.m. on my site, www.mattpatellallivelessons.com. No PDFs on today, but we're going to work with the syncopated rolls tonight. All right, one more time. Any questions? Don't forget, Jim, send me your address and your email. And whenever you guys get the packages, let me know if everything is okay. And again, we're going to go intermediate, beginners, and advanced. Okay, Pierre, Randy, Jim, Bob, Hoist, Ed. Who else is in here? There's Pedro. Okay, guys, see everybody this evening, 7 p.m.